What is going on, everybody? It is day 22 of the 28-day Real Food Challenge, and today I really want to talk about something that we have not really discussed much about in this challenge, but it is also something that I think many people should be aware of, especially with us being adults and us enjoying what we like to do as adults. This is going to be a very important subject to talk about with all of you, so I really hope you guys are ready to hear about this, because it's not to shame something that we do as adults, but it is to discuss a little bit deeper about what is going on as we do something that adults tend to enjoy. So what I'm talking about is alcohol. Yes, alcohol. Now, again, I am not shaming anybody for taking a drink of alcohol, whether it is just once a week or once every other day or what have you. That is not what I'm here to talk about. What I'm pretty much here to talk about is the role that alcohol plays in your body during consumption and digestion of the macronutrients that we eat from our food. All right, so to start off, the alcohol that we tend to ingest from our beverages is essentially ethanol. Now, it's not exactly the same as what we put in our gas tanks, but the chemical compound is ethanol, so that's essentially what it is. Now, ethanol is readily absorbed throughout our entire GI tract once we have consumed the alcoholic beverage. All right, and the rate of the absorption of the alcohol in our GI tract is highly dependable on the amount of food that we have in our stomachs. And you may have noticed that if you tend to have eaten a lot of foods, you don't really feel a lot of effects from the alcohol. And that's particularly why, because the more food you have in your stomach, the lower the rate of absorption, so therefore you're not going to feel as much from the alcohol. And then after the ethanol is absorbed through the GI tract, it heads straight to the liver, where 90% of it is metabolized. The rest of it stays in the bloodstream unaltered. All right, so 90% of the alcohol we are ingesting goes straight to the liver in order to be metabolized. Now, because the human body does not have a way of storing ethanol, what happens is that the liver will prioritize oxidizing and utilizing the calories from alcohol before it takes on any calories from any other macronutrients. So another way to say that is, while basically alcohol cannot be stored as body fat, it does blunt the fat burning process that our liver is responsible for. And as a result, the rate at which your body is going to store dietary fat as body fat is dramatically accelerated. And along with that, the conversion rate of carbs turned into body fat is increased, because the liver can only do so much at a time. So if we are ingesting alcohol and then taking in a lot of food, well, guess what? The liver sees alcohol and it's like, oh, you're the star of all this party that's coming into the body, so you're gonna get the first attention that I give to anybody, and I'm gonna give so much work to you, everyone else is gonna have to wait their turn. Well, where are they gonna wait their turn? They have to wait as body fat, because that's how the liver was designed. It has to first attack the alcohol and get that out of the system first, and then it can go to the carbs and fat that have been brought into the body. However, it's not going to be able to do both at the same time, so if it has to take care of the alcohol first, carbs and fat are going to have to wait somewhere else, stored somewhere on the body. So to put it bluntly, when you're enjoying alcohol and then you're also taking in like foods that are high in fat and carbs, such as like a lot of breaded chicken tenders or a very fat heavy pork belly or what have you, that is going to be loaded with fat and sugar and carbs, what is happening then is that your liver is giving all that attention to getting rid of the alcohol first, and all those carbs and fats that you're ingesting are just going to be distributed throughout your body. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have alcohol, because it has been shown that just moderate alcohol consumption has negligible effects. Of course, that goes back to the rule that women can have up to 1 serving of alcohol a day, men can have up to 2, and of course, that is subjective. All right, so that is completely subjective, and I want you to remember that. All right, and if you feel more comfortable just having 1 alcoholic beverage a week, do what feels comfortable for you. But is there a way that you can still enjoy alcohol without that guilt, knowing that carbs and fat are going to have to wait? There is, and it's just factoring that in and seeing what you can do to reduce your carbs and fat for that day. Now, I'm not saying cut carbs and fat completely out of your food intake for that day. I'm just saying make adjustments so that way you're not blowing past your carb numbers and your fat numbers, so that way when the alcohol is being burned by your liver, you have all this dietary fat and carbs just sitting around waiting for their turn, but they're going to be stored somewhere else. If you just reduce the carbs and fat a little bit to make room for the alcohol, you're still going to relatively break even. But of course, that also goes back to protein. Make sure you do not skimp on your protein. Protein is your number one macro when it comes to weight maintenance as well as weight loss, okay? So again, I just want to drive home that ingesting alcohol will blunt the fat burning process that your liver is responsible for, making any dietary fat and carbs you ingest with the alcohol more likely to be stored as body fat. So just make sure you remember that and just factor that into all the choices you make with your food and beverages, not only every day, but throughout the week, all right? Because when we take back control of our choices with our food and beverages, we take back control of our health, we take back control of our weight. So I hope that helps show you guys a little bit more about like how alcohol can play a role in our daily consumption of food and beverages. And if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. You can reach out to me and all the other trainers in this challenge, because we are here to help make your food make sense to you. All right? Thank you guys so much. I'll see you later.